Hi guys, welcome back to another video back on the VFR400 build. And today, exciting days, exciting times. I've received loads of stuff today, so I feel like a kid on Christmas Day. I have no idea what everything is. All I'm really worried about is the exhaust. I'm hoping the exhaust is in one of these boxes. If it is, it's probably in parts because the box is a lot smaller than I expected. But I'm going to open up these boxes now. Hopefully we get the exhaust. If we can get this exhaust on today, we can run this bike up properly and then we can hear how it sounds. So I'm going to show you guys what I've got and then I'm just going to go through unboxing them. All right guys, so this is what I've got. I got this big box which has come from this heavy. I'm assuming this is the exhaust. I've got all these parcels here. I've got this one, I've got this one, I've got this one, I've got this one. I know a radiator has come. I reckon it's this small one. I think that's the lower radiator. I haven't got the upper radiator arrived yet. I'm assuming this is going to be the exhaust. Not sure what's in here. I'm not sure what's in these, so I'm just going to open them all one by one. Okay guys, treats, goodies, goodies, goodies. Let's see what we've got here. So firstly, I've got some nice shiny bolts. These are actually generic bolts, which are equivalent to the size of wherever they're meant to go. I just bought these are hex nuts, or hex bolts, sorry. I think a lot of them are going to be for radiator brackets, I believe, if I'm correct. So that's what I bought these for. I have, these are the rear tail lights connector. So they should connect somewhere to the back here, to one of these connectors at the back. Looks like this one. So that is going to be connecting here, and that's the two tail brake lights or whatever at the back. I think this is the thermostat, radiator thermostat. I'm pretty sure it is. This, I believe, is the indicator relay, which I didn't have and I needed, so I got this. It's used, so that will go on as well. I think this is some radiator brackets, used radiator brackets. I'm gonna have to clean them up, which I normally do, get the rust off them, and I'll probably paint them. I'll probably paint them black as well. I've got a new expansion tank. You guys remember the last video I showed you guys the expansion cooler tank, which was sent with the broken tab. As you can see, the tab is on this one, so we can fit this one on now. All these are a lot of stuff I ordered for the cooling system. So I've got it for now temporary. I have a used radiator. I think this is the top radiator. I need to straighten it up a little bit, but it does look fairly good condition. I'll probably end up cleaning it up and spraying it. But I'm going to use it for now just to get things running, because I really want to make sure that everything's good. And I have ordered a brand new one, but it's not going to come until September. So I never realized when I ordered it that it was coming from China and it's going to take forever to come. So I just bought this one for now, a second-hand one. I will use it on the second bike anyway, so it's not going to go to waste. I will put the new one on and then swap it and put this one on the second bike, which is going to be done a little bit different to this bike. I think from the same person I bought this front radiator, and again I'll use it on the other bike, but to be honest, the main thing I wanted was the fan. So again, I'm gonna have to clean up this rust, take the brackets off and clean up the rust, and repaint the fan shroud, clean it all up, and then I will transplant it onto the new radiator, which is this one. So it's the identical, just a brand new one. Clean that up, fit that one onto here, and once I do that, I'll do the same thing with the new one when I got the new one. So looking at this one, we can actually see here that we do have the same thermostat. So this is definitely a thermostat. So this thermostat will go on the new radiator, and obviously I've got all new pipes already, which I showed you guys on the last video. Now my favorite box that's arrived is this one, exhaust. So loads of treats and goodies. I haven't taken it all apart, so I'll go through each of these. We have or should have 2 rear silencers. So that's definitely going to be one. And this is probably the other one. Again, one of them will be for the other bike, because I managed to get 2 from this deal. The person was selling the manifold with 2 silencers, so I bought it. And this one will go on the other one. We have, I think these are the front manifold pipes, or extending pipes. Those 2. This, not sure what these are. I think these are the rear ones, because these are quite heavy. And this is the main manifold, which has had some repairs, I believe, on it. It looks like, but they always do. You can see around here. But this one should clean up quite well. I mean, this part of it is in really good condition. It's quite clean, actually. So I will get the wire brush out, the wire wheel out, and I'm going to try and clean these up, and I'm sure they will clean up quite nice. So this is the manifold bit here. I do have the gaskets for these, so I've got the gaskets to connect those 2 together. I have the 2 gaskets to connect those 2 together, and then I have the gaskets to connect the exhaust to the bike as well. So all brand new gaskets. So I think first job I'm going to do is get my drill and a wire brush, or maybe take it to the bench, and I'm going to try and polish these up. All right guys, so I've opened up, and these are the bits. So this is one of the rear boxes, which is, or says pipe works. It's got an X here. It's got an X here, and that's quite cool. Quite a cool little detail. So this is one exhaust. This is not the one that I want to use on this bike. I have this one, which is Hawk, and it's polished. So this is the look that I'm going for. And I do believe this is the one that was actually connected to this manifold system, because I saw a picture of this actually on the bike that it came from, and it had this exhaust on it. So I think this is a spare one that they gave me. So these are the parts. This is the rear manifold pipes, and these ones are, I think these are welded. Are these meant to be welded? I'm not sure. I have no idea. Maybe they are. Yes, I believe they are. I think they go onto one of these brackets like that, something like that. I think these are the rear ones, and the 2 front ones are this one here and this one here, and they connect to this end here. So again, I'm just going to take these off, and next time you see them, they're probably going to look a lot better than this. I'm going to clean them all up, and here's the main manifold part. This is the part that connects obviously to the rear box, and then there's this clamp as well, I think, that clamps it. So yeah, let's get to the polishing world. There's also this part as well, I guess, that goes around the rear box. It's meant to connect onto the hanger. I'm still waiting for a hanger. It should have came since last weekend. Apparently it's still in transit, and that hangs the can, the rear can, to the back of the bike there. So for now, I'm just gonna have to use some tie wraps or something to hold it in place. Guys, so far this is what it's looking like. So it is working. A little bit of wire brush, clean it up. So guys, I just want to show you a quick comparison to what I did. This is just with a wire brush. There's no polishing being done here. This is the how it came, and this is after me spending about 10 minutes with a wire brush. So I am pretty confident I'm going to get these looking really good. I do need a polishing pad for that machine. I don't have at the moment, so eventually I'm going to do all of them and I'm going to polish them, everything. For now, we just need to get the bike running. The bike's going to get taken apart again. When I take it apart, I'm going to polish all these parts thoroughly, or get the wire wheel on them, and I'm also going to polish them so I can get as close to a mirror finish. I want them to look similar to this. Obviously this is going to be polished as well. So I'm not going to spend all day because I can spend hours on this. I want to get this bike up and running, so I'm going to try and see if I can put this exhaust system together. Alright guys, so I've just noticed something which is a little bit of a result for me, that this part here, because I was trying to figure out how this connects, is actually already in there. That part of the manifold is actually already on the bike. So this is a spare, which is another part towards the exhaust for the second bike. So really and truly, all I need to do is actually just connect the parts. The manifold's supposed to somehow get around the back here, and it's just go straight into that. So I knew this didn't make sense. I'm trying to figure out how to connect this on. So that's the result. This is actually an extra part now for me. So there's one of my parts bins. This is a washer for the sump plug for when I change the oil and I do it properly. I'm going to replace that washer. So here are some of these gaskets. I've got 4 of these and 2 of these, so they are slightly different, so I've got to figure out what 4 goes where and what 2 goes where. I think these 2 are larger. I think they're the 2 that you use to join those 2 pipes to the manifold, and I think these 4 are 2 going there and 2 going on that side. All right, so these look like they do fit in there, slotting like that. They look like they're copper to me. Look like the precious rings on Lord of the Rings. So they, I think, go into here. I have no idea whether you need to use gasket seal on these if they're like a car. Someone let me know. I'm not going to put any on now. I'm just going to bolt them on as they are. But if it needs to be done, when I rebuild it properly, I can put the gasket seal on. Hi guys, quick update. So I've been fighting with this exhaust, and I finally found out why I've been struggling to get this exhaust to fit in the ports properly. So you guys remember I had these gaskets that I got to put in, these copper rings. Okay, when they go in, they get flattened basically, and they form a seal. The old ones, there was some of the old ones still stuck in there, and because they're so black and sooty, I couldn't tell that they were actually in. So I've just really figured it out now. So I've just prized the old ones out, which is allowing the exhaust to go in further, because they were just, you know, making this too thick. So I've got them off now. So now I'm going to put these new ones in, and I should be able to get these on. So guys, we have got most of the exhaust on. As you can see, I've got the 3 bolts on here. Also got the gasket, tighten that up nice. The gasket does get crushed quite easily because it's copper. Also under here, I put in there, and I've got new bolts, and these are original Honda bolts. I actually have new studs as well, so I bought a set, but I'm going to leave these studs in for now. So I put those in, and also I've connected, tightened up these joints here as well. I don't think these use any sort of sealant. I think they're just, you just use the copper. But I think this joint here might need some gasket sealant, but it seems very tight, and the sort of compound that's in between seems a bit soft, so I think I've crushed that back in place. So all we've got to do now to connect this up is now to connect the silencer, rear silencer on. I mean, this is quite strong, so I'm sure that will hold the weight of the silencer for now until I get the bracket, which I'm waiting to be delivered. Guys, we have an exhaust, a full exhaust system. So there's my silencer box, clamp that on here. way, connected up. So guys, it is time to test this thing now. Start up, and let's see how she sounds. Alright guys, time to start up. I say that, but I just realized I don't have any fuel. I think there's a little bit of fuel in the carbs because it did start up yesterday when I had it like this. If it doesn't start, I'll have to put some fuel, hook up my gas tank that I did the other day and try and start it up. But I reckon there'll be enough fuel to start. Alright, let's go for it. Does not sound too bad. I want to try and get the engine running a bit so I can get the idle down where it needs to be. I think we need some fuel, guys, so I'm going to try and put some fuel in this and see if we can run this up a little longer. Alright guys, so I got the bike running. I'm convinced we've got a problem with sparks or with some of the cylinders. I don't think some of the cylinders are firing, or one of them's not firing. So it's running really nice in the higher revs, but it's idling a bit rough. I just done a quick test where I pulled out spark number 1 or HT lead number 1 while it was running to see if I'd get a difference, feel a difference, and there was no difference. So I don't think that is firing very well. I probably need to do a check on the spark on that. Although I know I need to change the spark plugs, I probably just need to change all the spark plugs, and then hopefully that will sort the rough idling out. But I'll show you now. I'm going to probably do the 2 rear plugs, pull them out one at a time, and let's see the change. You guys let me know what you think. Hopefully I can get some advice on this. So I'm starting up now. I've got all the coils in. I'm going to pull this plug out once I start it to see if the bike changes its idle. Right, so when I pull the front one out, you notice that the bike died. When I pulled the two rear ones, there was no change. And remember I said to you guys that I didn't feel that it was firing on the back because the exhaust was cold. Now the exhaust is warm, it's definitely not hot, but the one in the front is baking hot. So the front is firing real hot, the back is not. And I suspect it's only firing when I give it gas. So I'm wondering if it's a carb issue. But it is lukewarm, and definitely a difference there. So I'm going to try the other coil as well. So I'm going to put this one back in, I'm going to start her up, and then I'm going to pull the other one out, and I'm going to see if the bike dies as well. There we go, it died. So the two front ones, if I pull them out, the bike dies. And when I pull the back one out, nothing happens. I'm wondering if I change these around, if this is the right way around. Bearing in mind, this is the one that I purchased online, so it could be faulty as well. Or maybe we should just check for spark. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip these two wires round, and if no difference, then I'm going to take this plug out and see if I've got any spark. Let's try that test one more time, pulling out the back one. Okay, so that was me that turned that off. So as I said, we are getting no difference when I pull this back two spark plugs out. So I'm going to swap these two wires around, and then I'm going to try and see if that makes any difference. Okay, I swapped them around. It could be that this makes no difference. I think I had them the right way around. It could make no difference, I'm not sure. But let's try run it up again. So that made no difference. So I'm pretty sure that I had it in the right way. So I'm going to put them back how they were, and then I'm going to take this plug out and I'm going to check for spark. Now, one other way I can fault find this is by swapping this coil pack and swapping it with that one, because I know this is the one that came with the bike, and we know this one definitely works. So I could swap them around and see if the problem switches to the back. If it does, then we know that this coil pack is no good. I did buy this online used, so it's a possible culprit as well. All right, well, I'm going to pull this spark plug out, and we're going to check for spark on this. All right, so I'll pull this plug out here. Alright guys, so I'm not getting a spark on this. It is a bit oily, but they always were. I don't seem to see a spark. I do have this on off. I'm not sure if that cuts the electrics off actually to the back, so I'm gonna put it on run and see if that makes a difference. Alright, now guys, I am definitely getting a spark on this. So we have a spark on this coil, so it might be a fuel issue. So we are getting spark at the back. I think I had tested these in the past, and I'm pretty sure I did have spark. So I think we might have a fuel issue, which means we go back to the carbs again. I know the fuel splits these rails. I think one of these goes to two carbs in the front, and then this one goes to the other two at the back, I think, if I'm correct. So we could have a fuel issue on the rear carbs. So that will be the next thing I need to look at. I just remembered I had another ECU, an aftermarket ECU, which only come in the other day. I had actually ordered it before I ordered this one, which is the used one. So I've connected it up. Looks like it's the same. Just to rule out the ECU being a problem with the timing or something like that. So I've taken that out. Let's see if that makes any difference. Doesn't want to start for some reason. Let's give it some choke. Exactly the same, so it looks like I'm going to leave the new ECU in anyway. I was going to use that one, so I'll leave that one in. So that looks like no difference. So guys, I'm a little bit stumped. I don't want to have to take all the carbs off again without some advice first, but I might have to do the carbs a bit more thorough this time and take all the jets out and stuff. So if I have to do that, that'll probably be a weekend job. Well guys, give me some advice, let me know what you think. Looks like we're not getting 2 cylinders firing at the back. On idle, seems to be firing when I rev it, but not on idle. So mechanics out there, help me out. Just before I wrap up, just a few little bits I wanted to do. I connected the rear lights, so now I can get some bulbs and we can test brake lights. Also, I've got the indicator relay. See if I can pop this in with one hand. Yep, I think we're in. And then this just slips, the rubber slips onto here. There you go. So that's the indicator. So once I get the indicators, we can actually test to see if we've got a... Actually, I wonder if we get a flashing on the turn light now. No, we don't. Maybe we've got to have bulbs in. Yeah, maybe we need to get some bulbs in and then we can test the indicator relay. So guys, that is the wrap up for this video today. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was an interesting one. Lots of investigating still to do. And the fun continues. So yeah, guys, if you know maybe what could be the problem here, to me it seems like lack of fuel getting to those 2 rear cylinders. I think it's cylinder 1 and 4. But being that it's the 2 of them together, it's going to be some sort of half block somewhere. That's an issue. So yeah, need some advice on that one. If I don't get anywhere, I'll probably be gonna take the carbs off on the weekend and just check them all out again and give them another clean, and hopefully we can get the problem sorted out as well. Hopefully as well in the next video, I'll probably try and see if I can get the cooling system all connected up, and that way at least I've got some sort of cooling protection on the engine, so I'll be able to sort of run it up a bit longer. And we can check things like cooling temperature sensors and stuff, and yeah, get that system sort of cleaned out. Yeah, so that's it guys. Hope you enjoyed this one anyway. As I said, if you liked a video like this, please like and subscribe, and I shall catch you on the next one. Take care.